Hello and welcome to the Scholar Progenium. Today you join us for our first exciting episode of our new campaign for Burrows and Badgers.
Sing oak and ash and thorn, good sirs, all of the midsummer's morn. England shall bide till judgment tide by oak and ash and thorn.
We'll jump straight in with the crews. Now I've gone for a royalist crew here, and that gives me 2 upgrades to strike dice in addition to any other upgrades that the crew members have. Now my leader is Biscuit the Hound. He's a large hound. He has 2 hand weapons and light armour. In addition to this, he also has the special skill as the leader, parry, which gives him +2 to his block, and the 2 hand weapons give him +2 to his strike. So it's +2 to strike and block rolls overall. I also have upgraded his strike dice from a D8 to a D10, and then I've used one of the royalist bonus upgrades to make it a D12. His second is William the Otter, trusty friend from crusading in the Moly Land. Now, William the Otter has simply the quick shot upgrade, and that's his skill for being the second, and he also has a bow and 1 broadhead arrow, and that's it in terms of upgrades. We also have Biscuit's trusty bodyguard Nelson, the massive bulldog hound. Now it comes with loads of buffs that a massive hound has, so it's +3 strength, +2 toughness, but he also has a shield which gives him +2 to his block. He has a hand weapon and light armour. We then have Grub the Toad, and he simply has the heal spell. He also, the cure spell. He also has haste, and then he has 1 sprig of thyme and 2 clippings of lugwort, and that allows him 2 free casts of that cure without rolling the dice, and 1 free cast of haste. Just if I think he's in a position where he's not going to cast, if he's been wounded or have to run or something like that. Finally, we have Musket, the Sparrowhawk, and he has no equipment, but he comes with the abilities Strong 1, which gives him bonuses to damage, Unarmed Fight, which allows him to fly into combat and fight that round, and also fight without weapons, and also flight, of course, as a bird. And that is 350 pennies on the nose. Next up we have Sam's crew, the Twisted Tails. Now you've gone freebies, Sam, which gives you extra rare items.
Extra rare items, and I can plus or minus the result by 1 when I roll it in the future, which is handy.
Just going to stack up those magic items. Okay, go for it. Tell us what you've got.
I have my leader, the Badger, Richard Stroker over the side. He has a bow, a shield, and an axe. He's got the same bonuses as the dog, so he's tough 2, strength 3. He's also got 3 bodkin arrows, which add extra strength to the shot. So he's basically got a ballista on his hands. And then next we got my second, which is the Wildcat. There's Mr. Meowgi, and he's got the mortal poison on his sword, 2 hand weapons for that lovely +2 bonus, and he's also got the feint ability. So as long as he's by himself, he can essentially roll 2 dice and pick the highest when he's attacking.
Nice.
So it's useful to be here. And he's got his apprentice next to him, the little Pip Chestnut, the red squirrel. He's just got 2 hand weapons. He's trying to learn how to be the master. Then we got the Sparrow, Freddy War Sprite, and he's got a buckler, a sword, and some light armour. He's got the fly ability because he's a bird as well, but nothing else. And then we got our mage. We've got the bat at the side, and she has got the cure spell. I can't remember her name off the bat. Bethany Skitters, there we go, that's her name. And yeah, so she's also really weak, so she's super delicate. So if she gets hit hard. She's delicate 3, so every time she takes damage, it's 3 extra damage on top of it. And she's also got the relic, which gives me a free reroll when it comes to the route test at the end of the game.
So you stay around more.
I should hopefully stay around more.
Okay, and that's the cruise. Our first adventure takes place at a crossroads with a burnt out tavern destroyed on the edge of it. Now, Biscuit the Hound has been sent with his team of royalists to investigate what has caused such destruction in the king's own land? When he gets there, he discovers a group of known mercenaries and bounty hunters, the Twisted Tails, poking around in the ruins. His first clue, surely the investigation is just open and shut. So
We'll find out.
let's so the warbands are going to clash here. Now, Nelson the Hound actually has a small bounty on his head for a maybe a little ruckus in a tavern at some point.
And we may have found this tavern.
So one of Sam's secondaries is to take out Nelson. His other is to deliver a message to say to his overlords that the job is done, so to speak. That he's found and arrested or killed Nelson the Hound.
Give his location away.
Give his location away. So he's got to get one model off the board. Now, my secondaries, I'm investigating the location. So for each bit of terrain, each chunk of wall, bush, or the tavern itself that I investigate, I'll get bonuses to that. And I also have break them. So I just get bonuses for if the enemy warband routes. And as the name of the game is to rout the enemy warband, we're doing a standard battle. It seems like a 2-for-1 deal if I can win. So it's all or nothing for the Royalists. So with that being said, we'll look at the deployment in a bit more detail. Sam's put his Sparrow over on this flank with the Wildcat holding the road. The Badger and the Squirrel are poking about in the ruins of the tavern, with the Caster Bat just hidden behind. Biscuit split his forces. He's got a scout force of William the Otter, Grub, and Musket, the Sparrowhawk, in the centre, and himself and his trusty bodyguard Nelson are just moving over to investigate the road and look for more evidence. So with all that being said, we'll roll off and see who goes first. First couple of moves. Biscuit moves up and attempts to investigate the hedgerow. He doesn't pass it. However, Nelson comes up and gives it a good old sniff as well, and they find a little bit of evidence. That gives Nelson a boost to his experience point straight away, and we'll get some pennies, a little bonus from the higher ups, I suppose. Meanwhile, Freddie Wasbright the Sparrow flitters straight up a sprint across the board and off the table edge to deliver a message to the mercenaries' paymasters, evading the Sparrowhawk musket. Attempts to cast haste on William the Otter, and he casts it.
Nice.
Richard Stroker, the wise badger, sniffs out the magic and decides to shoot over at William the Otter before he can start blasting off arrows. Stringing one of his broadhead arrows, I'm going to burn 2 of my 10 fate dice to roll 3 dice and pick the highest. Sam's burning 1 of his, so he'll roll 2. I have a nimble of D8 and he's a shot of D8. So no buffs in terms of cover and stuff.
So you stopped it with an 8.
Nice, so we get a +7 to that.
Yeah.
With the first broadhead thwacking into the hedgerow, Richard strings another. He's hoping the fates are going to help him. He's rolling 2 dice. I'm rolling 2 as well.
1 and a 2.
Yes, blocks it with a 5. This time the nimble Otter ducks past the shot, and that's both of Richard's shots for the turn. William the Otter is known for his cool head, so instead of just firing back at the badger, he's going to sniff out and shoot this squirrel that's sprinted up to the wall earlier. Now Sam's burning a fate dice, I'm not, with my first shot.
I'm burning 2 fate dice.
2 fate dice, so you're rolling 3. I got 6.
I get a 6 as well.
Okay, so that is...
A draw. It's a draw.
Yeah, draw. Well, he's going for a second shot with his quick shot ability. This time I get a 2. Sam gets a 6 and he blocks it.
Just water saving me life.
Thanks to Grub's haste, I've got another activation which lets me fire 2 more shots. I'm going to use a fate dice this time. Sam's not. It's flat D8 versus D8 here in terms of our pluses and minuses. Oh, he's got an 8 there.
There's a 2.
Now that's a magic roll. That's basically you get +7 when when you hit the max number.
Yes.
So that's 8 plus 7 versus 2. So
13.
So 13 damage through to the squirrel.
Plus you're strong 1.
And I'm strong 1, so that makes it 14 damage. If he takes 3 more wounds, he'll die. Because interestingly, you've got 16 wounds, but you have to take 17 to die. It's an interesting quirk of the rules. 3 wounds left essentially. Now with the quick shot ability, you have to shoot at another model within 2 inches if you don't shoot at that model itself. Now, this squirrel's on his own, he's severely wounded. I'm not going to bother using a fate dice here. I'm just going to roll a flat shot. Sam's going to use one. Try and keep him alive. He's on -3 to his roll now because of his wounds. I've got 5. He gets an 8. So he gets a magic dodge. The fates step in and keep the squirrel alive. Bethany skitters flies around the ruin and lands ready to cast a cure on Chestnut.
Pip Chestnut, yeah.
Pip Chestnut.
Come on, so needs to get 2 or more.
Oh,
no!
He fails on a 1.
That's a shame.
Got it. Up, and the Sparrowhawk is about a 10-inch fly over. He smelt out some prey, and he's going to try and attack this wounded squirrel. Now, because he has unarmed strike, he can fight without weapons when he's flying. So, yes, let's see what we can do here. Because I've charged more than 2 inches, I am on +2 to my roll. Sam's on -3 because of his wounds. I'm burning a fate dice, as is he. I've got another 8 there.
I got the 6.
He's got a 6, so he is adding +7, but as am I. But I'm beating you by more than 3 there, aren't I?
You're beating me by 2 naturally, but then you got +2 for the charge, and I'm -3, so he's gone.
He's gone. So the Sparrowhawk flitters across and just grabs the squirrel in his talons and maybe drops him from a height. Either way, he's dead. Finally, Mr. Miyagi rounds out the first turn by dashing up to the wall of the tavern and hiding. That means he can't be targeted by shooting unless I sniff him out. Now, because the Royalists are going first, they roll their presence versus the Mercenaries' fortitude to see who goes first next. And I get 2, you get a 3, you're going first. Oh, I forgot I could have used a fate dice there. Never mind. The cat's got his hands on the claws on the bird now. He's going to equip his mortal poison, which is one of his faction buffs that he got at the start of the game. So that's +d6 damage, isn't it?
Yep.
If you get a strike through. Mr. Miyagi's charged over 2 inches, so he's adding +2 to his roll. He rolls a d10 for his strike. My Sparrowhawk only has a d6 block. I'm burning 3 fate points here to try and survive because it'll be his only strike. You're burning 2, but
I get fate, which gives me an extra 1 as well.
That's his special ability. He always gets +1 if he's fighting in a one-on-one duel.
+4 because I've got extra hand weapon.
And so he's got double hand weapon and charge. He's on +4 on d10. So I'm looking for a magic 6 here. Okay, let's do this. So I've got 3 6s. Did you get a magic roll?
I got loads of 7s.
Okay.
Which I don't think is going to do it.
Right, we'll add it up. So the result is 11 to 13 and the Sparrowhawk gets away with it. Musket does not fancy his odds against the cat. Essentially his natural nemesis here. So he's going to try and retreat here. The cat gets a free strike on him against his nimbleness. But that is d8 being a bird. And I get a 7
to 5.
To 5. Okay, so I get away.
Drawing, but yeah,
with Musket flittering back to that hedgerow, the badger's going to change target, this time to the source of the magic. He's going to shoot Grub. No one's using any fate dice here, just an honest roll. D6 versus D8. I get a 3 on a D6.
Not good.
He misses. He has got a quick shot.
Roll good.
He has a 1.
Damn it.
I get a 2, and he's okay.
I can't roll.
With Grub and Musket both avoiding injury, Grub's freed up to cast haste on William the Otter again, needing a 3.
Yep.
Oh, I get a 2.
Yay!
Bethany flitters back behind the burnt out tavern again. She doesn't fancy getting shot. William's going to use his quick shot to fire 2 quick arrows into the Badger Richard. He gets a 6 on his first.
I get a 3.
So that's beating you by 3.
Yep.
But you're tough.
2.
2. Okay, so you take 1 damage.
Okay, I'll take that.
And then we'll go again. D8 versus D6. It's +2 for standing still, -2 for shooting through cover and in cover. 3 versus 6. He blocks it. Okay, so just scratch.
Just 1 little damage.
Tis but a scratch on Richard. Biscuit joins Musket by the next section of hedgerow. He's going to try and sniff out some more clues around this fence here. He doesn't manage it. Now I've got one more activation. Sam, of course, has lost a model and flew a model off the board. So Nelson's just going to join Biscuit and do the same. Now it's 2 models extra in base contact, plus 1 extra search adds 3, needing a 6, and he gets it. So he needs a 6 either way for the mad. So that means that he's got 2 bonus experience points there and some more pennies. Someone's been hiding a lot of loot. Well, he's just picking up little bits of litter, all different bits and bobs.
Biscuit gets his nose in there and the bulldog just shoves his entire
They're doing
face into
great,
it.
yeah, he's doing great, just sniffing out those clues. So, yeah, great, secondary objective going well. Now, because Biscuit is just a regular old hound, he only has a fortitude of D6, and the Badger has a presence, of course, of D10. So once I lose the first turn, it's hard to get it back off him. I only get a D6 here.
3.
I get a 1. First move of turn 3, Mr. Miyagi dashes along the road and just puts himself in base contact with the hedgerow here, looking to charge down an otter. William turns to Grub and they nod at each other. Grub winks and worms out his long tongue into his mage's pouch and slurps down a sprig of lugwort, thyme, sorry. That's going to give him an auto cast of haste. Richard is the boss for a reason. He's going to keep his eye on the prize and start slinging shots over at Nelson now that he's in bow range. Now it's +2 for staying still, but -2 for shooting through cover and being in contact. So I've got a D6, I get 5, I get 7.
That's enough.
Okay, so it goes through. You're using a broadhead arrow, so it's +2 difference.
Yep, and then
broadhead +1,
total.
and then you've got strength of 3. So that is 3 +2 +1, 6. Then I'm tough 2, so it's down to 4 damage.
I'll take 4.
Okay, that's 1 wound bracket though. He's -1 to roll. He's going to pop another shot. This time he's hanging on to his last fate dice. I only have 2 left. I'm going to grit my teeth and take it. I get 4 versus 2. He stops it. William levels his longbow at Miyagi. He's going to use a fate dice on his first shot. I'll have 1 left after this. It's double 8 there, Sam. You need a magic.
No.
He gets a 6. So it's 8 + 7. That's a 9
15.
difference.
Yep.
So that's a difference of 2 + 7 for another magic roll from the otter. Makes it 9. That's a difference that goes through. Then you start stacking up bonuses. He's got strong 1, making it 10. He used his only broadhead to make it 11. And then you've got armor.
Which is 2 toughness.
2 toughness and you're naturally tough of 1.
Yes.
So that takes it down to 8 damage with the first shot.
Plus I'm -1 to my roll because of heavy armor.
-1 to your roll because of heavy armor, yes, of course. So you take 9 damage in total. That's just my first shot. I've got 3 more for you, Sam. I'm not going to use a fate dice on this next one.
I've just got this one.
It's a 5.
Yay.
There's a 6, blocks it. I'm going to notch another arrow. It's a 6.
Come on, lad. 6.
And a 6.
Stops it again.
Stop 6. You've got to beat it. I'm going to hang on to my last fate dice. It's a cock dice.
Super cocked.
A 7.
Come on, lad.
A 1. We got him. Okay. So because of your -1 to nimble,
you can't get lower than a 1 though, so.
You can't get lower than a 1. Would I have slipped another 1 through there with your -1 to nimble?
No.
Wouldn't have done any damage because of strong and your toughness and stuff, so it would have balanced out anyway. So that one, yeah, so you're -1 down to 1. So it's a difference of 6.
Plus your 1 strength means 7 wounds through. Then
7.
I've got heavy armor, so it's another -2 off it.
Yeah.
And then tough again, another minus off it.
So it's 4 more wounds. So it's taken 12 in total, is it?
So
Had he taken 8? 9.
10, 11, 12. Yeah.
13.
13. Boom.
13 wounds. That's -3 to all his rolls now. And he's got 4 wounds till he dies.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not going well for these.
Great. I'm glad I stood my ground there. Bethany swoops down again from the ruin. She's going to try and do a heal. She needs a
2+.
2+.
So I've got a 1. Is that a 1 or a 6? That's a 6.
Yes, she gets the heal.
So it's D8 heal.
1. The final couple of moves for the Royalists. Biscuit just orders his men to advance up and consolidate. And we're going to sniff out this third section of hedgerow here. Now, Biscuit had to sprint up to this position. He can't do any searching. However, the Sparrowhawk's got a good old D8 awareness, good for looking out for little bits of prey. So he's going to see what he can find. And he gets a 7 plus
2.
2, no, 7 plus 1 is an 8, so not quite. However, now I've got, because Nelson's going to move up just after that, we just moved him already. So now I've got 3 guys in contact. I've done 1 search already. That's going to be +3, because I'm not including the guys just moved in. He's got a 6, and I've already searched it once, so I only need an 8. No, so this time I haven't got any evidence over here. Even though I guess it's staring me right in the face, we've sniffed our way to the burning tavern. Now it's on to
Roll off.
roll off. Yes, we'll do it right now. So I've got D6 because I'm going second.
D10.
Here we go. Use my fancy dice. I get 1, you get 3. You're going first, Sam.
Okay.
So I've moved my forces up. Are you going to try and
Bethany Skitters is going to do a heal straight away.
Oh, Skitters for a heal first, of course.
So all she needs.
She's standing still.
So she's
+2.
She can get with a 1 because she's got gifted.
She gets it. Okay.
And then we.
Is it heal, not cure?
It's cure. Sorry.
Cure.
3. Come on.
Isn't cure D8 +2?
It is nice.
So yes, cure is D8 +2. The cat, Mr. Meowgie, is down to only 5 wounds, so just -1 to his rolls. But he's facing off against. He knows what he's got to do. No time for magical backup. I'm going to pop 2 shots. No one's using any fate dice. We're holding on to 1 each for any injury rolls at the end of the game. So my first shot on a D8. Now you're -2. 1 for an injury.
Yep, and 1 for every armor.
1 for every armor. So 5. Oh, and a versus a 4. Now, in the spirit of the game, I said to Sam, no, just keep the 5. He said, no, I'll keep the 4 because of my tough. That just cancels the damage out anyway, so I'll just take 1 damage, which is only fair because he rolled the 2 dice by mistake. So, yeah, okay, I'll take that. So 1 damage through. Yep. Next shot.
Ooh.
I've got 4 versus a 3, so I beat you by 2. Plus strong 1 makes 3 damage.
And I've got heavy armor.
Heavy armor.
And natural tough, so nothing.
Nothing.
It sticks in the armor.
It sticks in the armor. Mr. Meowgie sees his chance. He dashes along the road and catches Nelson through a hole in the fence. Dog versus cat. Now, after all modifiers, what is it? You add a +1 to you. I'm on a D6 +5. I get a 5. He gets a 3. Nelson managed to block it. Excellent, good boy, Nelson. Now, ganging up on models is a key part of the game, but that Wildcat's fearsome. And now, Nelson managed to get through that test and avoid the -3, but I can't think the same will happen for everyone else. So I'm going to try and finish this with a break test on an easy hunt. Sparrowhawks are designed, they're in nature. They attack small birds and bats and stuff like that. And I'm lined up here 12 inches away. So I think Musket's just going to shoot across into old Bethany. I'm going to make sure I'm here. And he's got unarmed strike.
And she's only got a block of D4.
Okay, versus a D8. Right, let's do this.
Okay, then what's a delicate 3? So if you get anything through, it's going to hurt.
Okay, let's see what we can do here. You need a magic roll, really. I get 5. You get a 1.
No.
Okay, so it's a difference of 4.
Yep, +2 for your charge.
+2 for my charge makes it a difference of 6. And so then we go on to damage, right?
Yep.
And you're delicate,
3,
which makes it 9.
Yep.
And then I am also strong 1, which makes it 10 damage. 10 damage to Bethany. The hawk just flies over and grabs her by the wing. Richard, standing back away from the combat, decides to try and sling 2 shots past the cat into Nelson. He wants his head on a plate.
So I need a 3+ to not hit the cat.
He's not hitting the cat. On a 1 or a 2 he would have done. So now it's Nelson's D6.
Versus his D8. Ooh, a 1.
I get a 1 as well.
So nothing.
Nothing. Now you may be wondering, isn't Nelson wounded, so he's a -1, but you can only go down to a minimum of 1. So Sam sadly getting his 1. Right, okay, next shot. I get a 5 to block, you get a 5. So this time you do get it through. You do get through because I'm a -1.
Yes.
So it's 1 slips through and then we start adding stats. And you're strong what?
I'm strength 3.
So that's going to be 4 damage in total.
Yes.
But then I'm tough 2. So Nelson takes a further 2 damage.
You've got light armor on. Takes 1.
And light armor makes 1 damage, yeah. Investigator Biscuit is going to trust Nelson to handle the blunt end of affairs whilst he tries to gather more evidence. Now I'm adding +4 to this, +5, because I'm staying still, which gives him +2. I've got +1 for Nelson being also in base contact with the terrain, and there's been 2 searches on this bit of terrain already. I need a 9, so 3 + 5 is an 8. He doesn't quite get it. Rub's going to try and cure Nelson, needing a 2 because he's standing still. We get it, and that is going to be D8 +2 wounds. He's on 5 so far.
He's fully healed.
He's fully healed. Okay, let's keep everyone together now, people. Nobody get hurt. Now it's Nelson's turn to swing, try and deal with this pesky cat. He's got a D12 here. It's just a flat D12 versus...
A -1.
On a...
D6.
Okay, D6 block.
Yeah. I got perfect.
I get an 11, so your perfect blocks it with the +7. Nice. Into turn 4 in the battle for the crossroads, and Sam could voluntary route at this point, but he would gain no experience. Now, injured players, characters, presuming they don't die, do gain 2 XP points, and we're playing a campaign here, so it's all about leveling up in the long run. So he's gonna grit his teeth, try and get Nelson, shoot him, stab him.
Anything we can.
Anything you can. So I get D6 to try and seize the first turn. I get a 5. You hold the first turn. Nice.
So
Bethany edges out of base contact from the Sparrowhawk. Now, you can move up to 2 inches away from a model you're in combat with and not incur a attack from them. And then, but you can't shoot if you do that. However, you can cast, and you can't cast if you're within base contact, but you can if you're not. So essentially she's moving out there, she's just within 12, she's going to try and heal up the cat before he strikes.
So she has +2, but she's also -2 for injuries.
+2, -2, okay.
Magic also takes the bonus, so she's a 4.
No.
That's a shame.
William the Otter's going to try and finish this and pop 2 shots into Bethany, force a break check. He's got a D8, 2 shots. We're both holding on to our last fate point in case of injury rolls. He has an 8.
Oh, there's nothing I can do against that.
A 2, so it's 8 + 7 makes 15.
-2 to 13.
-2 to 13, and then, yeah, she's just gone, isn't she?
Yeah,
because you're delicate, I'm strong.
She's taking an extra 5 on top of that. That is a
17. You're
on
-1 because of your injuries already, down to 1. So, yeah, that's just
it was a
first
shot
shot straight in.
Straight in the head.
Now, he can't use his second shot, so he's just going to take a little bow. Now, Bethany's carrying the relic for the mercenaries, so that takes away his reroll on this break check.
Women auto pass.
What is it? My presence versus your...
Fortitude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so D8 for me.
A D8 off for me. Uh-oh.
I get an 8.
I get a 1.
Okay, and with that, that you flee, and that's interesting. We've picked up enough evidence. We've got a couple of bits and bobs. I would have liked to one more search of terrain there, but I think it's good to get the job dealt with before anyone gets injured. That wildcat is absolutely lethal and hard to kill. It could just, one magic roll of the max D10 and he could flatten Nelson with a stab to the guts. So we're going to drive off the mercenaries. That'll give us the time to investigate this burnt out and wrecked tavern, find out what the cause of it all is. So at the end of the mission, Biscuit's squad won the day. They get 4 D6 pennies as a bonus for that. You also get 1 extra experience for each model that survives the battle, so they're getting 1 experience each. And then because I had the secondary break them, I also get an extra experience for every model that survives the battle. And then Nelson gets +2 on top of that because he successfully found 2 pieces of evidence. On top of this, I'm going to have 2 pennies for each bit of evidence found, 2d6, so that's 4d6 for that secondary, and I get 2d6 for completing my other secondary of breaking them. So we'll find out how many pennies I get.
A fair amount.
And we'll add that up now. So that adds up to 34 pennies. Now it's not all bad for Sam. He gets 2d6 for losing. He gets 1 XP for each character that survives. That's the badger and the cat.
And the sparrow.
And the sparrow, because he did survive, he just flew off. He also gets an extra XP for delivering that message for every model that survives. So that's 2 for everyone. And then the sparrow gets a further 1, so he's had 3 XP and leveled up straight away. So you also get 2d6 pennies, don't you?
Yeah, and 2d8 for delivering the message.
And 2d8 for delivering the message.
It's not bad.
So that's going to be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 pennies. 17. So not too bad at all. Let's return to base, and you can lick your wounds. I'll add up my gold. Now Sam has 2 members of the crew that are injured. He has to roll to see what happens to them. He rolls against their fortitude at first, and if he gets a 6 plus nothing, they just survive unscathed.
And if I get anything less, I may take an injury. So, target 6 for the squirrel, he rolls a d8. He gets a 2, so he's taking a permanent injury.
Are you using one of your fate dice on this, or are you saving it for the table?
I'm saving it for the table. And d6 for the back.
No, so they're both on the table, so you need 2d20 for first, Sam.
We'll do Pip first. I want to keep him alive, so I'm going to use my fate dice for this one.
So your remaining fate dice that you held on to, you're going to use on the injury table. So you get 17. I think 15 and up is generally good, and a 6.
I'll keep the 17 because it means he is now fearsome.
So horrific appearance. The warrior has suffered horrifying facial injuries, leaving him scarred and brutal in appearance. He now has the fearsome skill. What that means is I have to roll anyone who wants to attack him has to, or even if he attacks them, has to roll their fortitude skill against his presence, and if they fail,
he gets +3.
Yes.
Well, they get -3. So.
Yeah, they get -3.
Okay, and then the back, which I haven't got any fate dice for, is going to
a 14 is a robbed.
She robbed. She has no armor equipment, so that's fine.
So she loses all the weapons, armor, and equipment.
But she had none.
But she has nothing to hand over to the robbers.
But I do lose my relic.
You lose your relic.
Someone robs my relic.
Someone's robbed your relic. Oh no. So the relic's gone. Someone's pilfered it. That's hilarious. Now each injured member that does not die gains 2 experience points. You learn from your mistakes. So not too bad now that they've got away with that. Now between battles you return to base. We both have a townhouse as our options. Now you have an alchemist lab as your starting room.
Yes.
And I have a smithy.
Yes.
As a royalist. Now, essentially, if you survive the battle, you can do certain stuff. You can go questing, you can work in one of the rooms, you can build more rooms on your house, and so on and so forth. Now he's going to allocate his crew to do certain tasks. He's going to send his sparrow off wandering.
Go on, Freddie, where are you going to go?
And he gets, what does he get?
17.
He gets a 17.
He sets up a toll road.
So you set up camp at a ford. All travellers wishing to pass by have to pay the sparrow a toll. And you receive 2d6 pennies because he's small. He's not very convincing. But 9 pennies, that's a good roll.
17, that puts on 26.
You're on up to 26 pennies, that's only 8 behind me.
That's not too bad at all.
And now you're going to be doing building, construction on your den.
So it's d6 for each guy. So these 2 will be building. And they add 4 plus their strength bonuses, so on total of 7.
So because essentially the bigger the animal, the more labour it can do on your den. And so essentially because his badger is strong 3,
yep,
and your cat's strong 1, so you've got 8 in total. So you've got 8 labour points and 4 materials. Let's see what he decides to build. So Richard and Mr. Meowgie labour away and build a Fletcher's workshop. So now Sam will get 6 free arrows per game.
Yep.
And is it 6 bodkins or 6 broadheads?
Either or.
Either or. And then on top of it, that he's got his alchemy lab already, which he starts with, which gives him 4 potions per game. So he can have healing potions, he can have pain poisons, which give him 2 uses, paralyzing poisons or mortal poisons. So nice little setup to start off with. Now Biscuit returns to his den. I'm going to, instead of going adventuring, everyone's just going to gather round and have a nice dinner, and then we're just going to get to work building the base and preparing our weapons as professionals. You know, in the name of the king, we're the royalists here. So I'm going to put Grub to work in the smithy. He's going to make a set of light armor. I'm also going to put Musket, the Sparrowhawk, in the smithy. He's going to make a set of light armor as well, so I can equip that to my Otter and to the Sparrowhawk. Now I've got Nelson, Biscuit, and William labouring away, and I'm going to get 11 labour points there, and then they add 3 for Nelson, 2 for Biscuit, and 1 for William because they're all strong in some way. So that's going to put me on 17 labour points. Now I've only got 3 materials, so right now I can only build 1 room. But I've got 1 room that I've got my eye on here, and that is the training ground. That allows me to, when I level up, because it's a random sort of skill upgrade, if I don't like it, I can pick a fighting skill, which just gives me a bit more control over how my characters advance. Now, any leftover labour or materials that we don't use, we can carry over to following rounds. So, you know, we've started building other stuff essentially, but just not quite finished off the construction. Now, all of our crew members gained 2 experience for either becoming injured and learning from the mistakes or the secondaries that were completed by both sides. However, the Sparrow actually got a 3rd and Nelson got 4 in total. So these guys both level up. Now I'm going to roll a d12 here and I get a 7.
Which is a stat increase if you want it.
So I can roll for a stat increase, and it's another d12. And I get a 10.
Which you can upgrade your range. I'm pretty sure you're going to switch to fighting skill.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to upgrade his range, so I'll pick a fighting skill from my training ground instead. What do you get?
Okay, for the Sparrow, he gets a 12 heroic stat increase.
Increase a stat choice of 1 choice by 1 die level.
I may get to a d20 if I'm already at a d12. He is not at a d12, but I'll choose a stat to increase.
So Nelson's gone for killing blow. That means once per battle, he can add +7 to a roll off after
seeing the result.
After seeing the result, and you've updated your strike dice to a d8 from a d6, which is very nice. He's becoming a little raptor. Now we pay for upkeep. It's based on the size of the model. Sam's upkeep is what? 8. So you're down to how many now?
Down to 19.
Down to 19 left to go to market with.
Quick explain how it's done is 1 for every small or medium, so that's 3. 2 for every large, which is the cat, which is 5, and then it's 3 for every massive, which makes a total of 8. The
royalists demand slightly higher wages. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9 pennies for Nelson. Plans go to market. At the market, there'll be D4 rare items available. I get 2 available to buy, and you roll a D10, is it?
Yep.
Okay. And so the rare items available to me are a 3 and a 5, which is a mortal poison and an anti-venom.
Ooh, anti-venom's useful.
Now the anti-venom costs D4 pennies, and it's going to cost me 4 pennies, but I'm going to buy that. And then the mortal poison costs D8. Can I get a bargain? That's a D10, so I mean, I'll happily keep the 4. Let's hope it doesn't get the price and go up. Yeah, it's 6 pennies for the mortal poison. It is an extra D6 damage if you hit someone with it, though. I'll have to think about that. So that pain poison cost me 4. I'm also going to buy 2 hand weapons at the market. Take those back home, give them to my Sparrowhawk so he can dual wield them. So after the first round of combat, he's still got a +2.
Nice.
Once he's charged in, which is cool. I'm just going to see his rare items.
I get 1.
So he only gets to roll 1, but he can adjust this roll up or down the table 1. That's one of his faction rules. So he gets an 8.
Which is an arcane tome, which is already pretty damn good. But I can upgrade it to a mastersmith sword or very heavy armour.
Very heavy armor you can't afford.
I will go for the arcane tome. I'll just buy it straight up. It costs 2d12 pennies.
Right, 2d12.
So how much does it cost me?
A
10.
bargain at 10.
I'll take that. And then it's got a choice of 6 spells in it. So what class is it? It is a wild magic spell, which is interesting.
Okay, so you can go pick his wild magic.
Nope, I have to roll for it.
Oh, you roll
It's
for
a
it?
random. It is free. Oak flesh. Target gains +2.
Tough. Oh,
Nice.
nice. Lasts until the caster takes a wound. Okay, so you can
Just keep.
harden up someone and make them
That's
tougher.
really good. Okay,
That's
I like
really
that.
cool, yeah, nice. So you've got a bonus spell there. Now with that spell, it is a bargain at only 10. However, he doesn't want, it means he's only got 7 left, so he can't buy any hand weapons or anything. So,
No, I was going to buy a mage's focus, but I can't afford it.
so there we have it. So we've re-equipped, we're going to return back to base with our wares. With that, our crews have returned home to base, and they're going to while away the rest of their time until they meet again on another adventure, which I have a feeling will be sooner rather than later. Join us for our second adventure. This time, Biscuits followed the trail of clues from the burnt out tavern into this woodland here. And this woodland actually currently occupied and sort of within the territory of the mercenaries. So he sort of followed the trail here.
You have no royalist bonds here.
Now the mercenaries have become aware that these pesky royalists once again turn up. This time we're both trying to take control of the forest. I'm going to try and state, this is all the king's forest, and you're like, no, this is our land. Yeah. So with that, we win the game by essentially, if you end a turn in base contact with a piece of terrain and no one else is within 1 inch of it, you take control of that bit of terrain. You basically flip it to your control, and other people can flip it back to their control. And you win the game if at the end of it that you have 3 more pieces than your opponent under your control. In terms of secondaries, I have, you know what, I'm going to go for break them.
Nice.
I roll break them, and also one where basically you get, if you get extra XP for
Doing the objective.
sitting in terrain here. But I think I'm going to go for break them. And
My one is an ambush.
your ambush. So you, for every time you pull off a combat style ambush.
Yes. Not can't use range, unfortunately, but yeah.
But if you do a combat style ambush, every time you pull it off, everyone who survives the battle gains an XP. So you just keep a tally of that. So that's massive. Right, okay. And then you can get, with only 1 secondary each this time, you can gain XP for winning the game and so on and so forth.
Yes.
So there is XP for primaries. Now, Sam's put his sparrow over on this flank here. He's put his squirrel and bat, or his bat sandwiched between the squirrel and the cat behind this rocky outcrop here. And he's got his badger covering this dense bit of woodland here on the left flank. I've put everyone in the centre ready to sort of go where I need to be. So we'll get stuck straight in. We're halfway through turn 1. Now, Biscuit and Nelson have both sprinted up past the centre of the board, each touching a piece of terrain. The squirrel is hidden on the hill up here. The cat is hidden in this woodland here. And Richard, the badger, is hidden in this bit of wood here. So it's now William the Otter's turn. Because he keeps hiding and I can't sniff him out yet, it's reducing my chances to shoot. So I've just had to move up to shoot at this sparrow. So I don't get my +2 for standing still. So it's just going to be a -1 on a D8.
I'm on D6.
Okay, I can't see my other dice, so I'll use this one. A 2, a 6, so he blocks it. Bethany decides to roll Oak Skin
Oak skin, yep, a new spell.
on the cat. Give him an extra +2 tough.
So he needs, yeah, there we go.
She casts on it. Rub eats his time. He's going to give haste to the bird. Freddy Warsprite flutters over here. Last turn for the mercs. Now, Musket, the Sparrowhawk, he's going to fly around here just behind this rocky outcrop with a sprint. And then he's going to charge into the bat to to attack Bethany and try and stop her casting Oakskin on everyone. So I've got, I'm going to spend 3 fate points here, Sam.
I'm spending 2.
So I've got 4 dice in total on D8s, and you've got
3 on D4.
3 on D4. You could well get a magic here.
Okay. Ooh, okay. Looks. Highest of the 2.
Gutted for you. So I've got a 5 there. We'll do some math. With me flying over there and then charging in with a walk, I can use my hand weapons there to give me +2 on the dual hand weapons, +2 for moving over 2 inches into combat. And then with various other differences, my strength, your delicate, so on and so forth. How many wounds was it?
12 in total.
12 wounds. Okay, not bad. Off for who goes first, second turn. I've got a D6. I get 4.
I get a 5.
You get a 5. He's going for a charge through rough terrain. He needs a 3.
Yeah.
6. He makes it into the Sparrow Hawk. I'll be -1 to defending now.
Yep, because you're outnumbered. Alright, so we'll do some maths and get back to you.
So you're burning how many fate dice?
I'm burning 3.
You're burning 3 for 4 rolls. I'm burning just 1 to defend this guy. So you're adding +4 for charging and dual hand weapon. I'm on -2 because I'm in combat with 2 people. So let's see what we get.
So,
I get a 4.
And I get, there's the magic 6.
There's the magic 6 that you wanted. So that's 6 + 7.
Brings me on to 13.
+4.
Brings me on to 17.
And I'm on 2. 15. But light armor.
So
I'm okay. But you
just 13 damage through to you.
Okay. Sam's got mortal poison. He's going to use it now. He's got to roll a 3.
Come on. Yes,
He gets
got him.
it. So he does kill the bird off there. He's going to move and shoot. I just want to finish this bat off. So I'm going to spend 2 fate points here. So 3 D8s.
I'm spending 1.
For 2 D6s. But you're on -3. And I'm on
-2.
-2 for cover.
Yeah, you're not on
Okay. I've got the magic 8.
I did not get the magic 8.
Right, that'll flatten her. So he just moves his way over there and slots a shot into the back, killing her off. So you've not got any oak skin anymore, and it's 1 for 1. Richard moves up onto the rocky outcrop, pops a single shot down into Grub. Neither of us using fate points or anything like that. However, Sam's gone and got an 8, and I've rolled a 1. Now, he wasn't using any bodkins, poison, anything like that.
I didn't think I'd hit, to be honest.
And he was -2 for shooting through cover and having moved.
So, I tell you what, I'm on 13 to you.
13 and I'm on a 1.
Yeah.
So it's 12 damage to Grub
Does
straight
Grub have
up.
toughness?
He is tough too.
But he also took 2 spells.
Yeah, so it's just
so-
your strength.
Which is 3.
So it's going to be
13 wounds. No, 15.
15 wounds,
Almost
almost
gone.
dead. Grub's going to go next. I'm going to swallow a lugwort. D8 +2. It's 8 +2. He heals 10.
Nice.
So it's the end of turn 2. Now there's only 4 turns and then we see if we start seeing who's got the most terrain. Sam's got a big advantage here. He's also claimed this one with the Sparrow. I've moved and surrounded with Sprint, so I won't get a charge bonus, but I've blocked in the Squirrel ready for next turn with my leader and Biscuit and Nelson. The Wildcat's encroaching on the Toad, but that bit of woodland is still under Royalist control. And as we saw, the Badger's just going around claiming this bit of the woodland. So it's 5-2 in terms of terrain. Now we've got to roll off. I've got a D6. Sam's got a D10. I've got a 4. You've got a 3. Yes. Right, I know what I'm doing. I'm going straight with Nelson. I'm going to strike you and I'm going to spend 2 fate points on this. 3D12 from Nelson. I've got a 10 there.
Get a 6. Yes!
He's got a 6, so 6 + 7. We'll be back with some. So it's 11-10 because Sam is -2 for being surrounded. Then I'm going to add Killing Blow and my Strong, which takes me over to 6 over. Strong 3 is going to make it 9 damage there.
Yeah, he takes a big one.
Charging, needing a 5 on a D8.
Come on. 6, he's in. Trees.
Both burning a fate dice. I've no hand weapons, so I'm -2 here.
And I'm +4.
For charging and dual hand weapons. Okay, I need a magic 6
sorry,
just like you
fearsome
did.
First.
Fearsome, okay.
So roll off against, it's a D8 for me.
It's my fortitude, D8 as well. I get an 8.
You're fine.
Okay.
Got a 10.
No.
That's a cock
That's
dice.
cock dice. Come on, I need a 6 here. No.
So take the
Okay.
5.
Oh, you probably killed. So with his mortal poison, it's going to be 18 plus d6. He has used his mortal poison, but that's grub just killed in one hit.
Unfortunately, I used the poison without it having been used.
It's Biscuit now. Really wanted him, the squirrel, to be dead by now so I could dash off and start claiming terrain. I'm going to have to use one of my last 2 fate points. It's going to be 2d12s versus you're doing the same.
Yep.
2d6. And you're -4 and +2.
Oh.
What did I get? A 4.
So it still should be enough. So I'm on 5 minus 4 to 1.
1. Okay.
And you're on 6. So difference of 5 so far.
Difference of 5. And then I'm strong 2. 6, 7.
7. Oh, it might be down to his last wound.
So he's taken 16 wounds there. That's -5 to all rolls. But sadly, he's not dead. He's hanging on. We're always going for a heroic sacrifice. This is a special rule. Anyone can do it. It's a skill everybody has, essentially. What it means is you count all your wounds as positives for one final attack, but then you're automatically taken out of action and you automatically roll on the permanent wounds table. You don't get a chance to dodge it on a 6. So the difference +5 to the squirrel.
Oh, 3.
To a 4. Okay, so do 1 damage.
No.
Oh, no.
1 plus,
sorry.
6 damage.
6 damage. Don't
Okay,
know why
and
my
he
hand-
dies.
And then he dies.
So 6 damage. Ha! Stab in the eye and die.
Next move is the otter. He's just going to move into contact with this bit of terrain here, and he's going to hopefully flip it at the end of his turn. He's also going to take a shot at the big cat. He's got 1 d8.
Got a D8 in your turn.
I get a 7 to a 5. Due to cover and so on and so forth, that adds up to an activation. The badger is going to shoot down at Biscuit now, in the back, no less. Now you've got d8s, I've got d6s. You're using your poison, but and broadhead. My anti-venom cancels out the poison, and it's just flat rolls.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I got a 2, almost a 6, so that beats me by 3.
Plus strength of 4, so 7 wounds.
7 wounds.
Next
Okay.
shot.
Second shot. I get a 6.
I
get
also
a
get a 6.
So that's nothing.
That is nothing.
Now Biscuit has taken a bruising there, but thanks to his light armour, he's only on 9 wounds taken so far. The dogs have finished off that squirrel, although I guess he died heroically more, and then they've ripped him apart. Sam, we're going into turn 4 now,
Yep.
and Sam is controlling more terrain than me, but I have managed to, Sam's freed me up there so I can move off. I control this bit of terrain here, this bit of terrain here. Is that it?
That's it. So
2, and you own 1,
2,
2,
3, 4, 5.
5, so it's still 6. It's 2 to 6.
Yeah.
So it's very much the mercenaries forest, but let's see if we can do something. I think you're probably going to win this one.
1.
I get a 5.
Fast.
I'm going first. Nelson sprints, so he's touching both pieces of terrain, so you can stop this one being flipped back. And now you're shooting with your badger.
I'm going to shoot Biscuit still, right in the back, he hasn't turned around yet.
Shooting Biscuit in the back, so it's -2 plus 2. It's just what you get is what you get.
I'm using broadhead arrows because they're always 3. So,
Flipping heck, right.
so I'm not using fake dice, just going to do 1 and 1.
1 and 1, right. I'm not
I
either.
get a 6.
I get a 5,
So
so
the
you've
difference of 1, so plus 4.
plus 4.
-1 for your, -2 because you're tough and light armor.
So it goes to 3 damage,
3 damage.
and then another one.
Next shot. Oh,
He gets a 3, and I get a 2.
so an extra.
Same again,
Yeah,
3 damage. So
6 in
Biscuit
total.
takes 6. He's on 15. With those injuries, Biscuit can't actually move far enough because the minuses to move from being wounded to sort of contest this bit of woodland here. So he's just used his bloodhound. Well, he's not got the bloodhound skill, but he's tried to basically sniff this guy out and remove his concealment, and he pulled it off. Cat gets a 4, then a 3, so he sprints as fast as he can. Yeah, he's got tangled in the brambles with his fur. William the otter dashes over to try and claim this bit of terrain.
So it's -1.
Popping a shot on a d8. I get a 1.
I get a super
Okay,
block.
you're
This
fine.
arrow is untouchable.
End of the turn, and thanks to William the otter, it is 3 to 5. So the mercenaries are ahead, but they've not won it automatically at the end of that turn. So we'll have a roll off going into turn 5 now. Well, a cock dice possibly.
8, so you beat my 8.
No.
So I'm going first.
Richard.
It's still taking shots, yeah.
He's going to shoot 2 more shots into Biscuit. Now, I'm not going to use my final fate dice because I think I'm going to need it for the injury table.
So I'm going to broadhead arrow. Come on.
He has a 6. Oh my gosh. I need a 6 to stop him. No. Okay, well
that'll do it.
That'll do it easily. That'll flatten Biscuit. Bang.
But you can't take another shot now. That's a quick shot wasted.
With that is over half my warband knocked out. So I've got to roll to see if I break. It's a D8 versus his D10. I get 3, you get a 6. So with that, I'm going to flee off. So you've won that. We'll be back with all our experience. We're going to do all our upgrades, all our pennies off camera this time now that we've shown it. So we'll be back when we've worked out at base. When all was said and done, upgrades, injuries, etc., etc. Got incredibly unlucky, followed by incredibly lucky with Grub.
Super lucky. The jammiest rolls you've ever seen in your
I
life.
got a 15 and a 3, I believe it was, which was either captured.
Which he doesn't want desperately.
Yeah, because that happened to me the first time we played.
I will charge extortionate prices.
Or execute, that lets him kill or ransom my caster. And it was that or horrific injuries, which is roll D3 further injuries. I went, you know what, you're not having him, I'll risk the injuries, whatever happens. I got 3 injuries, rolled all 3 of them. I got 2 full recoveries and 1 leg injury. So we cancelled out the leg injury with a full recovery and then another full recovery. And then Biscuit passed his fortitude roll, he got away with it. And
so did the other one.
I got a 6 for the Raptor as well on a D6. In terms of upgrades, very, very difficult choices. I got the option to upgrade the Otter with a range, or not a range skill, but his range dice, and my strike dice for attacking on my Raptor, which are obviously 2 very tempting dice, but there's also skills I want to upgrade. And you do get stat upgrades relatively frequently with a relative amount of, it's like essentially a 1 and 3 followed by 1 and 3 that you might get a pick or something that you actually want. So it's tricky, but in this case, I'm going to give the Raptor killing blow. I think he just needs that ability to fly in there and wreck someone. But instead of giving the Otter a skill upgrade, I am going to keep that range upgrade stats. He's going to have a D10 now, so a bit of both. And then Biscuit has gone for weapon skill as his second skill. He already had parry. So his dual weapons gives him +2 and his parry ability gives him +2 to block, and then weapon skill gives him +2 again to both of those, so it'll be +3 at standard, +5 on the charge, which is pretty good. So I'm just making him an all-rounder. In terms of constructing the base, I generated a couple of materials and I built myself an archery range, which was the reason why I could pick skilled shooting stats, but then I didn't end up using the archery range just because I got lucky on the stat upgrade roll. So very, very exciting. Now, in terms of rare items and all that kind of thing, I actually had very little loot left after upkeep, which just left me with 0 pennies, although I do now have a heavy shield on Nelson. I built that in my smithy. So everyone's upgraded at least 1 level. Everyone's got something. We're poor as muck, but we're enjoying the adventures so far. So we'll see what happened with the bandits. Oh, I almost forgot. I got to pick a skill or a spell with Grub on his dice roll. So I went for Gifted, which gives him +2 to cast always. Great. Now for Sam, what did you get?
Okay, so the Sparrow's already leveled up, so you got nothing this time.
In terms of skills?
Yes, you got some experience, of course. And so the Badger, he leveled up. Richard leveled up. So I have upgraded him to, he has got a movement upgrade. So he can run super fast. He gets an 80-inch run.
Once per
game, yeah.
Nice.
That's nice. The cat also upgraded himself quite a lot. I did choose to do the strike upgrade of him, so now he's strike D12.
Nice.
I also managed to get on the rare items list. He's also got a magic sword of +1 as well. So he's now.
Wow.
So that's really good.
He's really good. So your cat's got a magic sword.
Yep, and a dagger, because why not? The bat, unfortunately, suffered a brain trauma, which lowered her presence skill down to D4.
Now, she doesn't cast with presence, does she?
Thank
Fortunately.
God. Otherwise, she'd be beyond useless.
For a moment, you were having heart palpitations.
So instead,
Turns out she doesn't need her brain to cast.
Instead, she managed to. I got an extra spell for her, so she now knows haste. She's also got. I got her a mage focus, so the staff's now +1 to cast, and she also got a ring of casting in the rare items table. She's also got another +1 to cast.
Nice.
So the squirrel, unfortunately for Pip, got a leg injury, so he went down to 4-inch movement.
Ah, four inches.
His level
that's
up, I got a
grim.
choice of stats, and I had to get him back up to D6. So his level up has made him the same.
Ah, so you picked movement to go back up, so you got away with no injury.
Kind of.
So just a bit of brain trauma, nothing to worry
He's just got an
about.
artificial leg now.
Yeah, you gave him a peg leg. I love that. Some deep tissue massage, some kind of, I guess some druidic woodland. Well, you're not. Who are you? Free beasts.
Yeah, free beasts. So we have all the money in the.
Yeah, paid some good.
Not in this game. I've got
A good
free,
fox doctor.
Yes, I got 3 pennies
some
left
snake
after
oil.
all this. So I'm also dirt poor.
Yeah, so you've got 3 pennies left. I've got none. 0. After upkeep and buying a little bit of time to keep my haste
and
going.
To be mentioned, I also upgraded the den to have a training hall for fighting skills.
Yeah, so you now have a den and
I have the training ground, the Fletchers, and the alchemy lab.
And I just have the. So you're getting loads of magic potions, loads of arrows,
3 arrows,
and you can pick fighting upgrades
Yes.
now. I went for the archery one, so that was I can always pick a fighting or a shooting skill if I don't like the roll. But I rolled really lucky.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So with all that being said, we hope you've enjoyed the first 2 games. Did you upgrade any of your weapons, by the way, Sam?
No, only got the magic sword and
Just the
mage
magic
focus.
sword. So I'm slowly smithing away and building up my skills. And however, you're just rocking the potions,
I'm
the
doing
magic,
it
the special
full-
arrows.
Full D&D style, just get all the magic.
You've got all the
adventure gear.
special kits. You have all the gear, and I'm doing it through good old training, the royalist way. So we'll see. We'll be back next time with another episode. Let's see. Join us again for more adventures soon. So I hope you found this video interesting and entertaining. This has been the Scholar Progenium. Thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.